Welcome, adventurers. We're going to do something a little bit different this month with our gaming video. I'm the Rambling Bard, but this video is going to be majority without words. No rambling this time, because Stardew Valley is a nice, relaxing game about farming. So I'd like to show you how a new game begins and the basic concepts of it before I get into talking much about how it works at all, or my experience with it. So kick back, relax, and we'll get this new character started here. And then a little bit later on in the video, much later on in the video, we'll hit a point where I say, you know what, I'm done playing the new version of the game. Let's go back to the save file that I've been working on. And I'll join you again with rambling when that time happens. But for now, adventurers, I hope you enjoy my playthrough, or beginning playthrough, of Stardew Valley. Thank you very much, patrons, for supporting me. You made it possible for me to purchase this game this month. If you'd like to become a patron of mine, go to patreon.com/theramblingBard. For just $1 a month, you can get exclusive patron access to all sorts of stuff, as well as 10% off everything that I make and sell. So it's a pretty sweet gig. Thanks very much, adventurers, once again for watching this video, and I hope that you'll see through to the point where we'll pick up my original save file, where I've done almost 3 solid seasons worth of work for my farm. It's almost winter time in my main file. So, all right, I'll stop rambling now and let you just enjoy the game. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Alright, adventurers, well, I think that gives you a pretty good idea of how Stardew Valley works. In short, you grow things, you sell things, you get to know people, and you adventure. It's a really simple formula, but it's really well executed, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So let's take a look at all that fun that I've had doing. As you can see here, I've actually afforded, finally, a kitchen. So that's probably the first thing we'll take a look at. First of all, see the window there is nice and dark. That means it's raining outside. We'll click on the stove, which allows you to cook recipes, and the fridge stores your food. And here's my current plot of land. I've got the small sprinklers out because that's all I could make up until very, very recently. But I have the crop set up in such a formation to where when it's not raining, I have to do very, very, very little watering indeed. I don't have a chicken coop or any animals yet. The only thing I have is the pet. And I believe I've got the dog on this playthrough. I actually find myself relatively minorly annoyed by the pet because I don't know how to make them be quiet. Even if you go and greet them, they'll bark or they'll meow, and they sound suspiciously a lot like my animals. So it's kind of obnoxious when I'm just trying to relax and the dog keeps burr, burr, or the cat keeps meow, meow. It's a little frustrating, but I wish there was a way you could mute pet noises. In real life and in game. But anyway, so yeah, it's fall, which means it's blackberry season. So you'll see me walk around to these bushes that I have not found a way to get rid of yet. But in a very good way, or at least I'm kind of glad that I haven't figured out how to get rid of them yet, because blackberry bushes are very important for how much money I end up making in this day. So essentially in this playthrough, I have gone through, as you can see, it's the 8th day of fall, Monday the 8th day of fall. And so I've gone through the entirety of spring, the entirety of summer, and the first week and a day of fall at this point. And I believe over the course of the next hour of gameplay, I end up reaching like day 14 or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But my intent is to kind of show you just a few of the extra things that I've unlocked. Even though I don't know a whole lot about them. I'm pretty brand new to this game. What knowledge I have is just based on like seeing people really enjoying this game. It's been out for a long time, but I considered calling myself the Slowpoke gamer when I was starting a channel because, much like Slowpoke in Pokemon or a Sloth, I take forever to get to shit, even the really popular shit, because I'm usually just too distracted by doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So it took me a long time to pick up Stardew. But I really enjoy it. I kind of wish I'd picked it up sooner. But it's kind of neat to see it gaining popularity in Twitch, and especially with the new advent of, it's still in beta, but the multiplayer, that's going to be a lot of fun to play with. I look forward to that. Probably get this game for Michelle because it seems like the kind of thing she would dig, and that would be a really fun thing to stream. I feel like couples working on our farm kind of thing, so... Which would be ironic because I don't know. I doubt players can marry each other. So, like, my wife and I will be marrying people in game that aren't each other. It'll be interesting. Polyamorous farming. Okay. Anyway, so you'll just see, like, I've got a bunch of different chests. Organization is super key with this. A wooden chest takes 50 wood to build. But it's invaluable when it comes to just storing stuff. So chest on the far left there is my minerals. The one in the middle is planting things, gardening things, and then the one on the right there in that 3 stack to the left of the house is base resources, things like wood, hardwood, stone, rock, or stone, sap, that sort of thing, fiber. In the fridge I try and keep all my extra food. And one of the main things that I'm actually prepping for here, I don't know if I actually get the letter for it during this playthrough, like later in this recording, or if I've already received it at this point. But there's a fall festival that comes up where you present the best of your best stuff, and you get little rewards for it. So that's a big thing that I was planning for. As you can see, these are the different... stats that you can get by leveling up, and from what I gather, your stats go up based on what you spend your days doing. So if you spend a lot of time doing fishing, your fishing level is going to go up. You spend a lot of time doing foraging, your foraging is going to go up. It might actually be based on how much you sell each day. I don't really know. I'm going to have to look that up. but I feel like they're separate entities, the experience and the gold earned. So up here, in a certain point in either spring or summer, there's an earthquake that happens that allows you to get up here. There's actually a spa and all this other stuff, like the train track goes through here. There's blackberry bushes. There's this weird stone up there at the northeast. You can probably see that. It's got chicken legs. I haven't figured out what I'm supposed to do with that yet, and I don't want to Google it because I don't want to spoil it. But I might end up looking it up just to help me out on stuff. That's the big benefit, I will say, of waiting after a game came out, is there's already a wiki established, so I can find a lot of the help that I need when trying to complete quests and that sort of thing. So, if you have any questions about Stardew Valley, if there's something specific that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. Now we're going to truck over here to the section of the game where you can do adventuring. Oh, these little shrines, I haven't figured out what to do about those yet. I've tried different things on them, different tools. I've tried watering them, giving them food. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing wrong. But they're all over the place. There's even a little shrine on my property. So it's a little late for me to go adventuring, but again, this is more to showcase, what the game is about. One of the places, or at least the first places I've found that you can adventure, is a place called the Mines. And my current quest with the mines is to get to the bottom. I haven't quite made it yet. I'm close, but it's because I have ADD or ADHD, one of the two. And so figuring out pretty much like, I lost my train of thought because of watching myself fight the ghost here. But yeah, basically balancing my time and what all I can do. It's kind of the name of the game with Stardew Valley, is you balance your energy with how much time you have in a day, with what your current situation is. So like if you're going to go into the mines, you should really go in with a bunch of food like I have, so that way you've got the ability to heal yourself, both health and energy, because it doesn't take any energy to swing a sword, but you will take damage while you're swinging your sword or your weapon around. But it does take energy to mine, to swing that pickaxe at the stones. And once you kill all the enemies, if you haven't revealed a passageway like it did on this path, or like it did at this level already, you have to start hitting stones and breaking the stones until you find a path down. It drains your energy really fast. Mining is one of the hardest things you can do on your character. So that's why I upgraded both my pickaxe and my axe. As you can see there, they're both copper. Which means they're improved quality. They can break slightly harder things. I actually, at the very end of this playthrough, granted, that's not on this recording. I played 5 straight hours when I was recording footage for this, because it's so easy to get lost in this game. Yeah, at the end of that 5 hours, I actually put my, was it my axe or my pickaxe? I actually can't remember now. One of my main tools, either the axe or the pickaxe, I gave it to the blacksmith to upgrade to steel, because I'm ready to, I think it was the axe, I'm ready to start chopping up those big logs that are in my way on my property. So yeah, and that's pretty much what I've found the game culminates in, is and get to know your fellow town members, like you kind of saw there in the first hour of playthrough, and then explore, build stuff, make stuff, find stuff, amass tons of gold. I've seen some other people playing, and they've got like 180,000 gold, and they run around and they greet all their chickens and their goats and their cows and their sheep and their, I don't know if there's actually goats in this game, but I don't know what year they're on. I don't know how long they've been playing as far as real hours are concerned, but this is one of those games that keeps going forever. There's probably a plot, or there is a plot, as you kind of saw with the Joja Corp stuff. I don't think it got included in this recording because I didn't grab it in the new file that we made for the beginning of this. But the Joja Corp guy is actually like actively trying to destroy Pierre's shop. So it's very much Walmart versus independent stores kind of storyline, and I was mildly intrigued by that, but at the same time I was like, ugh, the entire point of this game was to get away from all that and come out to the land, And, I don't need the added lesson of Joja Corp is evil, and you need to do what you can to stop them. Like, it's a little redundant. You're supposed to get away from it. So maybe that's the irony and the frustration and the thing that drives the plot, I guess, in this. I'm not entirely sure. Because, again, I haven't made it very far. The plot... This is not an insult. This is how the game is paced. The plot crawls along because you play a day at a time. Each season has only 28 days, which I did not know my very, very, very first playthrough. So, of course, all of my spring crops immediately died as soon as summer started. And I was like, I only got 28 days of spring? That's some BS. So I did not plan appropriately the very first time I played this. So in this playthrough... yeah, I started over and I was like, fuck that. I'm going to plan better. And that's the last time. I resolved that's the last time I'm going to play through. I've learned the basics of that I'm going to start over. There's 28 days to a season and completely delete my original anyway. There's 28 days to a season, so plan based around that and you won't lose a whole bunch of crops and money. So yeah, you get to watch me. It's kind of cool. The hammer and the sword serve different purposes. I was right-clicking there with the hammer, but I don't, at this point in the recording, I didn't fully understand what it did. So left-click with the hammer is just a standard swing. You'll hit things in an arc kind of in front of you. Same thing with a sword. The hammer does more damage than the sword as a base. It's just a little slower on the swing. But it also has this nifty right-click function. With the swords, most of the time you right-click and you like guard yourself, and there's a small cooldown. But with this hammer, it's actually like an area of effect attack. That's rather nice. So if you get swarmed by like a whole bunch of these things that are stun locking you because you just keep getting hit, then you can right click and it'll hit everything that's nearby you, whether you're facing them or not, and deal a bit of knockback to all of them. So it gives you a second to breathe if you need to, swap to something and, eat fruit or something like that while you've got them all away from you, then you can. It's just a handy little thing. I'm excited to see what the other weapons have to offer as I continue exploring. Got to hear my kiddo crying there in the background. And this is this is floor 59, so right before floor 60. And every 5 floors here in the mine, you basically unlock the mining elevator on the 5th floor multiples. So the goal here is to get to floor 60 before time runs out. What's time? Well, a few things. Both health and energy, which are the bars in the lower right-hand corner if you hadn't figured that out yet. Health is, of course, what happens when you lose health if you're fighting enemies. You lose energy for using your tools. Like I said earlier, weapons don't count as tools, though, so... But in reality, when it comes to adventuring, time passes pretty quickly. Like, it's really easy to lose track of time. So you can see those little Z's appear above my head, and the lower left-hand side, it said it's getting late. And I wiggled my mouse up there. It's 12:10 a.m. It's just past midnight. So a function of this game that is frustrating, but makes sense. And I do have a slight criticism for another game based upon this, is there's a passage of time. And at a certain hour, you lose the ability to do anything else anymore at all. At 2 a.m., you fall asleep, and there's nothing you can do about it. So here we go. We got to level 60. I wanted to go explore all those crates and barrels and stuff like that, but I got to get out of the mine before 2 a.m., and I'll explain why here in just a second. But at 2 a.m., you fall asleep. And when you fall asleep, depending on where you are in the world, there's consequences for that if you're not in your bed, if you haven't made it back to your actually in your bed. Not just in your house, because if you pass out on the floor in the middle of your house, which happens to me all the time. Matter of fact, does it happen with this one? Because it takes a little bit of time to get home. So I might pass out before I even get in my bed, because I decided to go forage for blackberries like a fool. Yeah, it's now 1:04. There's no way I'm going to make it to bed. So you're going to see me pass out probably somewhere on my grounds, maybe right before I get to bed. Let's see. Oh, we got in the house, but we're not going to make it to bed. Nope, see? Made it to the house, but not quite into bed. At 2 a.m., it stops you in your tracks, and you do not get all of your energy back. Matter of fact, you may not get any of it back. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Sleeping normally refills your energy and your health, so to lose that is a really sucky thing. However, what's worse is if you fall asleep in the mines, or if you die in the mines, like if you run out of not just energy, but run out of health in the mines, then you stand the potential of losing a lot of your gear, stuff you have in your pocket. So right here, here's that letter for the fair I was telling you about. 9 items that best showcased your talents. Be judged on the quality and diversity of your display. Fair starts at 9 a.m. Don't miss it. It's a pretty neat little thing. I think the recording might include that, but maybe not. You might have to check and see, catch it on live stream or something like that if you want to see the fair event. I have a feeling that I'm going to live stream exclusively, like just doing hard mode or something, which is the wilderness farm where the monsters come out every night. I'm intrigued by that. I'm curious to see what that's like, but I didn't want to do that my first playthrough, so this is the relaxing save file. But yes, if you fall asleep or if you lose your health in the mine, then you stand the chance of losing items in your inventory as well as money. And that can get costly really quickly because at one point I die in the mines and I actually lost both that nice wooden hammer and the scimitar that I'm wielding, or that I've got, or the cutlass. I get pirate cutlass. I'm not sure what that is. But I lose both of those because I died in the mines, and the monsters pick your pockets. I also learned the hard way that you should keep each and every piece of trash that you get, because eventually you're going to be able to build what's called a recycling machine, and that recycling machine can give you all sorts of goods, from torches to refined quartz to fucking cloth. Soggy newspaper can be turned into cloth. You'd think it's just trash. You literally should just throw it away. It can be turned into cloth. You can even refine trash bags, like just trash that you catch out of the lakes and stuff like that, into useful items within the recycling machine. So in Stardew Valley, there's no such thing as a useless item from what I have found. Everything has possibly even multiple uses. So I'm interested to explore that more and more and more. Like, you can go to the wiki, choose any one of these items, choose soggy newspaper or something like that, and it will tell you, hey, you can use this for blah and blah. A lot of the trash items, maybe they only have one use. You're supposed to put them in the recycling machine, but do I have one yet? Is this where I build the recycling machine that I'm talking about? No, this is where I build the trash chest for it first, because I don't have quite enough for the recycling machine. So I think you get the idea. I don't think there's anything major that I forgot to explain here. So we've done our rambling. I filled my 10-minute... I actually didn't have a quota whatsoever. I filled a 10-minute quota or so of rambling about this game. I've rambled considerably longer than that about the game, I think. But I think I've said enough, and I think I'll just kick back and let y'all enjoy the rest of what I'm doing here. If you have any questions or things you'd like me to explore or explain a little bit better, please let me know in the comments below, or via Patreon, or you can even email me, theramblingBard@gmail.com, and reach me on Twitter. That's probably the fastest way, @theramblingBard. I also have a Twitch channel, of course. I've mentioned that a couple of times, twitch.tv/theramblingBard. And we had mentioned patrons and how much money, or how much of a discount, rather, so money, 10% off that you can get on the stuff that I make and sell. And there's I'll put a link for all of this in the description below, of course, but my shop is etsy.com/shop/bardsbounty, and you can go to that shop and check out all the cool wands and, just crafty stuff that I've made. That'll be up for sale there. So, adventurers, we've got another, I don't know, 30 minutes of this game left to go, so I'm just going to let this play out, let y'all enjoy the quiet and relaxing sounds of Stardew Valley. I actually turn the music down on this file because I normally listen to my own music while I'm playing, but I apparently just played this in quiet peace, so I hope you enjoy the sound effects. If you want to put on your own music through another app or something like that while you watch, that's fine too. Or if you've had enough, that's fine too. Remember to like the video if you like stuff like this. It really helps me know what kind of things to focus on and make more of. If there's aspects about this video that you liked, like if you liked the silent gameplay video, let me know below. I'd like to, I want to stay true to me, but I also want to create content that is possible for everybody, or at least more people to enjoy, because that's the balance of being an online content creator, is being true to yourself and selling out. All right, adventurers, I hope you enjoy Stardew Valley. I've certainly enjoyed it. It was worth every penny I spent, and I look forward to playing more of it. Probably not any more YouTube videos, but catch me on the stream. We'll play more Stardew Valley together for sure. Thank you, adventurers. Remember, life is a series of choices between fear and love. Choose love. Well, adventurers, we're ending the near of this farming adventure, so just wanted to say thanks again for stopping by and watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, life's a series of choices between fear and love. Choose love, everybody. We'll see you next time.